Hello and welcome to another Hatter Planetarium virtual sky show. This is Planetarium Director Ian Clark, and I'll be talking to you about what can be seen in the skies during the month of March. We'll start off with the early morning skies right about now. You can see there, looking in the southeast, we have a nice little collection of planets along with the waning crescent moon. So this would be the morning of the 10th at 6 o'clock. That's about half an hour before sunrise. You'll be able to see Mercury, Jupiter, and Saturn there in a line with the very thin waning crescent moon just below them. Now, the crescent moon is going to be going out of sight over the next couple of days. If we step forward a day at a time, you can see there the moon below the horizon at the same time on the 11th. But those three planets do remain together for some days. Mercury will be the first of them to disappear. So have a look for that line of planets there in the early morning sky before sunrise. Now, what does it mean when we say see planets together in the sky? Are they really together in space? Well, we can simulate that and have a look at the solar system, looking from over the Earth toward those three planets right there. And we'll take another little step back here, and we'll show you the orbits as well. And sure enough, you can see those are a line of sight arrangement and not an actual collection of planets all together in one point in space. Bringing ourselves back to Earth with the evening sky, here's what you can expect to see at about 8 o'clock. That's 8 o'clock standard time, or 9 o'clock daylight saving time once we begin that. You can see looking there to the south-southwest, nice collection of the bright winter stars there, including a lineup of three reddish objects, Betelgeuse and Orion, Aldebaran and Taurus the Bull, and the planet Mars. All actually a pretty similar brightness there, and all distinctly reddish, even to the unaided eye. Some of the other bright stars that you see there include Sirius, the brightest star in the sky, Rigel down there in the lower right of Orion, and Procyon. And we can show you the constellations that they go with as well. So as we move here into the spring, get a good look at those, because they will not be visible in the prime time evening sky again until next winter. And speaking of signs of spring, turning our attention here toward the east, again, this is 8 p.m., you can see the constellation Leo the Lion with that backwards question mark there, which it's actually the hindquarters of the lion. It's sometimes called the sickle because it's shaped like a sickle. And it serves as a sign of spring for those of us here in the northern hemisphere. And now a look at the almanac.
Hello, this is James reporting for the Hatter Planetarium. Welcome to a new Gettysburg Under the Stars segment on big concepts in astronomy. We'll kick off this new segment talking about the search for extraterrestrial life in the form of an update on a previous Hatter Planetarium report. Last semester, in October, we released a special report on what was, at the time, some potentially very exciting astronomy news. Several astrobiologists released a peer-reviewed report detailing the possibility that they had detected phosphine, a bioindicator molecule, in the atmosphere of Venus through a process called spectroscopy. The potential for evidence that carbon-based life is not limited to Earth and, in fact, may have been a very close neighbor created much intrigue in astronomy circles. However, in late January of this year, a group of researchers at the University of Washington released a study detailing their hypothesis that phosphine had not been detected at all. The University of Washington researchers posited that the spectroscopy readings that had been interpreted as phosphine were more likely showing readings for the molecule sulfur dioxide. Sulfur dioxide is known to be common enough in the atmosphere of Venus to be easily detected in spectroscopical surveys. The two chemicals absorb light at a similar radio wavelength, around 267 gigahertz, which could be the reason that the two were conflated if indeed the reported phosphine was an incorrect reading. Though not definitive, this report might put a damper on the hopes of my fellow alien enthusiasts, but don't get too discouraged. The rigorous, peer-reviewed process will continue to refine and improve the potential for spectroscopy research to find life on much more plausible candidates for extraterrestrial life. The horizon of solar system objects that we can explore for other chemical biosignatures will expand, and in the coming decades, the breadth of our knowledge of our celestial neighbors will widen vastly. For the moment, though, it appears that our mysterious neighbor Venus remains barren.
Mercury is the closest planet to the Sun as well as the smallest planet in the solar system. Still, the Sun is roughly 36 million miles away. Because of how close Mercury is to the Sun is 7 times brighter and appears over 3 times closer. A day on Mercury is equal to 59 days on Earth. However, a year on Mercury is only 88 days on Earth, making this the planet with the shortest orbit around the Sun. Mercury has a thin atmosphere consisting mostly of oxygen, sodium, hydrogen, helium, and potassium. Does anything live on Mercury? So far, no evidence of life on Mercury has been found. The days can be as hot as 800 degrees Fahrenheit, while the nights can get as cold as 290 degrees Fahrenheit. Does Mercury have any moons? No, Mercury does not have any moons. Images taken by MESSENGER reveal signs of pyroclastic flows on Mercury, while MESSENGER data has helped to discover 51 pyroclastic deposits on Mercury's surface. Pyroclastic flows are currents of hot gas and volcanic material that can reach speeds of 430 miles per hour and can reach temperatures of 1,830 degrees Fahrenheit. Mercury also contains a compound volcano, or a series of at least 9 overlapping volcanic events. Could humans ever live on Mercury? Due to the lack of atmosphere, harsh temperatures, intense radiation from the sun and space, and lack of ability to contain liquid water for long periods of time, human life on Mercury is extremely unlikely. In fact, Mercury does not contain conditions where liquid water can exist at all. Mercury does not contain conditions that make life of any kind known to man possible. All evidence demonstrates that life has never existed on Mercury and likely never will.